Welcome back to another review on some TWS tech. So these earbuds here, active noise cancelling from a company called EarFun. They are their free Pro 2s. So we have runtime of up to 6 hours out of the earbuds and then an additional 24 hours from this tiny little case. Really like the compact size, and they've somehow managed to squeeze even wireless charging into this, which is great. And we've got noise cancelling microphones, IPX5 rating. Included with the earbuds, you'll find a user manual, and that is in various different languages. It also goes over our touch controls. There is this little card here which has their social media accounts and just about the warranty. They do include 2 large air hooks and 2 without if you don't want to use them. So the medium's already on, just like the medium silicone tips on the earbuds themselves, and there are some different size tips too that they include. There is this cleaning tool and a Type-C to Type-A USB cable for charging. The case the free Pro 2s come in is made out of this plastic finish on the top, but it is metal that it has around the outside, so the main frame of it is metal. Feels good in hand, there's no sharp edges. Opening it up, there is a magnet that keeps it in place, so if you shake it around, it is not going to rattle. I don't know about you, but I really hate things that rattle, so great that it's not rattling away the earbuds inside. So when you lift them up, you can see left and right there, they are very easy to place in and out. And there is a Type-C port on the rear. Charge time, approximately 2 hours. These earbuds are very light, only 4.1 grams, and they do have the air hooks. Now the air hooks for me, I'm quite fond of this design because it really holds it in my ear into place, and I find they don't go anywhere at all. So we have 6 mics in total, and they use those mics too for noise cancellation. I'll give you a sample later on what you can expect out of these microphones. So the back here is plastic. It's all plastic, but it's smooth, it's good. There's no sharp edges, and you can see the EarFun there. You don't really see it because it doesn't stand out that much because of the gray color they have used there with it. So replaceable silicone tips that it comes with. There's a little shield inside there too. So that's what that tool is, that you can use it to clean it. And of course this air hook, you can pull that off. Right there are the contact points there for charging, and the inner microphone you can see. So this does have noise cancellation too with the touch controls, simply just tapping the surface right here, and global volume control, which is great. That means when you just tap it, depending on which side it is, volume will go up or down, and then you can tap and hold for 2 seconds. That then enables the various different noise cancelling modes. So we've got noise cancellation on, off, or the pass-through mode, which is ambient noise, so you can hear, for example, train announcements. If you do a triple tap, that turns on the gaming mode, which is low latency, under 80 milliseconds. So my test phone here that I like to use for Bluetooth audio reviews is my Redmi K30 Pro Zoom. This runs Android 11, and it is on the latest firmware and everything. So when you go into Bluetooth, it will tell me information like this, that I can see that it's using the ANC codec. Now you can use SBC. It does not support aptX, unfortunately, the chipset that this model is using, and you can see the remaining battery life right there. So if I wanted to, I could disable AAC, but I recommend using that codec. It's going to give you the best quality. So they pair up pretty much instantaneously. It is literally like only a second, like most Bluetooth 5.2 tech, very quick. Now onto our tune here. I always review the tech, of course, with a complete flat equalizer. So this is the out-of-the-box tune. They claim balanced sound with these. So we've got dual 6mm, low distortion, composite dynamic drivers. And they do actually pump out some very good, decent bass with no distortion, even at higher volumes. Now the volume cap that we've got with these is very good. So they do allow us to push very high volume, which is great for those that like listening to their music really loud. Now, what about that tune though out of the box? So vocals sound very good. The mids are great. And even the highs are crisp and detailed. They're there. What they've done though with the tune, I would say, is like this. To my ears, that they have tweaked up a little bit the lows there. And I personally, listening to them, would probably just lower the bass down a tiny little bit. But I think they sound fantastic. Really good, and I think everyone that gets these, most people will be very pleased with the tune. And of course, use your favorite app with your music. You can go in and then use the equalizer and tune it to how you like it, your own personal preference. And our latency now, what is it like? So I've got the gaming mode on and watching video content, so Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, it's all in sync here, but this will vary from phone to phone. What I normally find is Snapdragon 865 and then 865 Plus and even greater chipsets, you don't have problems with latency. Normally now with TWS Tech, with Bluetooth 5.2, it's fine. I'm not seeing a noticeable delay. And that's also with gaming too, no problems with any lag. So that's great.
Sample from our microphones now. So at times it sounds a little bit too loud, I think, these mics, but the quality and the clearness of it isn't bad at all compared to what I've been listening to lately. I've heard some terrible mics. So it's using 6 microphones, and depending on the situation you're in, it will drown out ambient noise so you're heard at least clearly.
Now, comfort of these. So when you open up the case, you get them out, they are paired. They're already paired up. You put them in, and the air hook just needs to go in and push it down a little bit, and then they stay there. That's it. That's the fit, and they're reasonably discreet. I find them super comfortable as well, no problems. And I don't feel like, it's not like those earbuds that occasionally you have to keep doing that, you've got to keep pushing them in. They feel like, oh, they're going to pop out on me. They're going to fall out when I do this, when I move my head around, or if I jump, or if I run. No, these are a very comfortable fit, and it's almost like a sport fit that you see on others that have the air hooks. I mean, some have a very strong air hook design. These are just applying a light bit of pressure, but still enough to keep them there in place to give you confidence to run and not have them pop out. I haven't had any problems. So I got a very good seal with the medium tips. My ears normally work with medium tips with all TWS Tech. Well, normally all of the stuff that I review, and I have not had a problem with that seal. And that's of course important. You get that good seal so you can hear then the bass correctly and the mids and the highs as it's designed. So the tune out of these I think is really good. The way they sound, listening to some of my favorite tunes, it gave me that hair standing on its end, goosebumps kind of feel to some of the tunes I was listening to, because they really do sound quite good to me. Now, maybe they've gone a little bit overboard with the bass. Now, a lot of people, of course, like deep, punchy bass. I think they could have toned it down a fraction, but hey, that's just my personal preference there, really, to it. It's all subjective, of course, when it comes to audio. So, microphones on them. Yeah, okay quality. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's definitely a lot better than what I have heard recently with some of the microphones out there. And the good thing is that you're still clear. People can hear you on the other end. That's what you want. Now, I wanted to also talk about that noise cancelling feature that's got. So ANC, very important to have. And I look for all my TWS Tech now that if I'm going to be buying any, I would definitely, if you can afford it or you're in that price group, that certainly go for ANC. And the ANC in these and all in-ears are never going to beat the over-ear headphones, okay? Never. It's just the way it is, the way they're designed. Of course, you've got a full cup over your ears, and this is in your ears. You can hear it working when you turn it on. For example, fan noise. My noisy laptop can't hear it, or barely hear it. So it definitely lowers down those ambient noises. Now, it's not going to block out and someone screaming over the other side of the road or something, no. And then there's the ambient mode if you need to listen to your co-workers or the train announcements, whatever, that's still quite handy to have. You can turn it off. Now, another good thing with these is the tune. Okay, the way it is between ANC on and off, there is no noticeable difference. A lot of them that when you turn on the ANC, it completely changes the balance of the tune of them. Not here, so that's another positive there. All up, I do think that these free Pro 2s are some fantastic TW earbuds. If you're after ANC, reasonably good mics, and then sound quality, go for these ones. I really do like them. Thank you so much for watching this review. Bye for now.